Well folks, what's happening? Welcome to Mentality Monsters episode 4. So today we have got on a man who strays for excellence in everything he does. So he started out as a Ulster Rugby youth player and then went on to become Ireland's first ever IFBB pro bodybuilder. He achieved something at the time that no one north or south of the border had ever achieved. He's worked with some of the top coaches in the game, and as well he's on his way to becoming one of the best coaches in the game himself. Join us as we dig into the mindset, discipline and routine of Josh Coyle. Welcome to the Josh Coyle story. Well folks, what's happening? Welcome to episode 4 of Mentality Monsters, take 2.
Take 2 is right, I was going to say that.
Well, I had Josh on there before, but I had a bit of issue with the footage, so we're going again. I'm just going to give a brief wee overview of Josh's career to date. So Josh started off as a youth rugby player at Ulster Rugby. Then went into personal training and became the first ever IFBB professional bodybuilder to come from the island of Ireland, north and south. So this was achieved at Muscle Contest Ireland. He first competed in bodybuilding in 2016. He won the Irish Open and he also won the Saxon Classic in 2017. And then in 2018 he achieved his pro card. Well, a year later he made his pro debut in Orlando, Florida. And to this date, he is an online coach. He's had 41 top 3 placings, 23 first places, 3 overall champions, 1 British champion, and a pro card. So the one and only Josh Coyle, the 4th. I just added the 4th anyway. It sounds
the
fancy.
Episode, yeah, sounds
so,
good,
bro, again, cheers for coming on again.
No problem, bud.
I appreciate it because, see, when we lost the footage, I was going, Jesus.
I hear no, yeah. You said the first one went well, but I thought different. Like, I was just,
serious?
yeah,
The first one was good. Like,
I know.
We just bounced off each other.
Yeah, we were all right. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Good crack. But bro, if you just want to start off by just telling us where you grew up, where you're from, young Josh.
Young Josh would have knocked about Banbridge back in the day. So for all you city folk, yes. There's a lot of fields around my end. Like that's the abuse that I got when I went in. It's like, so see, we'll talk about that later. But grew up around Banbridge and would have really stayed local as well. Went to school, Banbridge, just outside of Banbridge, and then went to high school in Banbridge before I decided to go to Belfast for May levels.
Big city.
University, all that stuff.
See that there Go Garage in Banbridge. Have you saw it? The coffee one. Man, yeah, I hear
the Go Garage.
The Go Garage, the Go Coffee.
I was like, yeah, it's mad, mate. That garage has got some mixed reports. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's mad. Like they have a TikTok and all, like, and mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. Half the shit's illegal. Like it should be illegal.
So growing up, bro, what were you into? What was your the activities?
Yeah, so I was kind of always like a wee bunchy kid. Whenever I knew how to use my 2 legs, my mum said she could never catch me. So, like coming from a sporting background, my dad, my granddad being quite respected in the field of football, tried to do football. Born with 2 left feet. So I remember I was staying over at my mate's house, Ben Cross, one night. Used to stay at his house every Friday after school, primary school. And it was just one odd Friday night. He said, "Right, Josh, I'm going to rugby in the morning. Do you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah." Rang my ma. Said, "Can you pack me like boots and all? Bring me around boots and shorts." Went on the rugby pitch next day and absolutely loved it. So that probably started from the age of, rough guess, probably like minis. What's minis rugby? 2 years before that. P7. So it was about P7. When's P7? What age are you P7?
About 10, 11?
Yeah, about 10, 11. Yeah, so that went all the way through. That went for 10 years. Yeah, it was, so 10 to 20. would have done the rugby flat out, like, so.
Was that there with a club down towards Banbridge?
Yeah,
you just started off
so
on?
Banbridge, yeah. Started off Banbridge, and then Banbridge, where our team was class, mate. Like, see, to be fair, like, not blowing smoke and mirrors, like, but like for a club rugby, it was really good. I think we were like, as a pack of 15, we were all like best mates. I think that always helped as well, and we just, you know, when I went through the minis, maxis, then the juniors, under 15s, under 16s, under 17s, so we were all always in like a tight niche, tight clique. So that went well, and gradually, as I got older, when I went to do my A-levels, I went to Inst, played a bit of school rugby there, a bit of grammar rugby, went really good too. And then I think that was the, I don't think it was the end of, I knew it was the end of my rugby career, but like whenever I went to Inst, like that was all we'd done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking, I mean, I had probably like, if you're including pitch sessions and like practice, just general practice sessions, like in school and gym sessions, from Monday to Saturday, you're talking like fucking 13 or 14 sessions.
Is this even in school as well?
Because we had like Monday morning before school, had scrum half practice. Lunchtime, we had video analysis. So, and then after lunch, or sorry, after school on a Monday, it was a pitch run out for 2 hours. And then you're in Tuesday, it was gym. And then lunchtime was line outs. So it was, and like I was a scrum half, so I was obviously line outs, passing the ball. And then rugby on the Wednesday was games, so it was like 3 hours. We got out of school early. Thursday, gym, weights, whatever, same thing. And then rugby again, and then Friday was a team run before the school, and then Saturday was the match. So it was something like either 1 session or 2 sessions or 3 a day.
What time would you have to get up at to go up to school then? If you were...
So I lived in Lockbricklin, Banbridge. Lucky thing, the bus was right outside my house. Me being me, I always woke up like half an hour before like the bus arrived and just go, bedhead, and I'll just go straight to school, didn't give a fuck. But I probably would have got the bus for about, like 6 a.m. to be in school for like 7:30 to then have the practice between like 7:30 and 9. Which would be the scrum half practice. It was crazy.
That's mad. Like it's a very strict routine you've got, even at that
even
early
young age. Yeah.
I think that's what's kind of propelled you on to stay in good routines now.
Yeah, like, you know, speaking of whenever we done the first podcast, I mentioned like obviously coming from like a family who really have encouraged me and pushed me to, you know, do well and try to do well and stuff like that. And like as the older I get, the more I see that.
Yeah.
But whenever I was young, I was like, fucking stop telling me what to do, you know, like, all this shit.
Just a kid?
Yeah, just a kid, just getting on like a kid. But definitely from a young age, being in that type of routine, and obviously having coaches for certain things, having your back coach or forward coach, you know, or S&C coach or scrum half coach. So there's coaches.
Sounds like there's a lot of money pumped into it, like, is there?
Schools rugby is crazy, man. It's just the
is that like a
hierarchy.
feeder for Ulster rugby?
Yeah. So like all the main boys, so there's Ulster clubs, and then there's Ulster schools. I was in the Ulster clubs, and then whenever we went to the schools, unfortunately didn't make the pick as well. So that was under under 19s. No, under 18s. I was under 18s, yeah. Under 18s, man. So that was, but I was really still first 15. So, you know, you're talking the standard rugby was insane, you know.
See, for like Ulster rugby would see, because it's kind of put a big emphasis on rugby. But see, by the sounds of it anyway, is there a lot of players that go from Inst and go on to become professional rugby players? Yeah,
there's a couple of boys now. James Hume, Michael Laurie, and Callum Reid. There's probably one or two other boys, like I'm imagining, but them lads were like 2 or 3 years younger than me. James Hume, shout out to Humesy. I'd done his diet plan for him whenever he was in the Irish squad, the under 20s. I remember him. He texted me and he was like, bro, what the fuck? I need to put sizing on. He like gave me his training timetable and he's like, this is when we're training and like this is when we have to be in. And like I just saw the full structure of like the Ulster and the Irish like timetable. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like looking into it and all, and I was like, does your S&C coach know that you're actually trying to get like another additional diet plan here? And he's like, yeah. He's like, they just tell us to eat food, and they'll obviously have ready-made meals for them when they get to the club and all, like, or like the venue. But he was like, James was on, like, obviously that's probably why he's so good that's why he's gotten so good at an early age, and he's just propelled year after year, because he's obviously very strict on certain things. And he was like, fuck it, just give me a meal plan. Just kept eating, like. And
what would they be on, like, in terms of calories a day? Like,
mate, he was on, so he I can't remember specifically, but I remember he was on like 6 meals a day, and it was either one meal was either sushi or chicken wings because he loved sushi or he loved chicken wings. And like obviously when you're doing that type of activity week to week, you don't need all that like strictness. Obviously you're a rugby player, you can kind of get away with, you know, having a bit of water weight on, you'll need it, you know, instead of always being tight. So, you know, work that in for him as well.
Did you enjoy it like back then?
Yeah, 100%, mate. Like, it's mad, you blink and you'll miss it, you know what I mean, type of thing. That's the way it's went. Like, I remember, was it only yesterday that I was sitting studying, doing my level 3 with Genesis over in fucking Lurgan of all places, mate. I know. It's about 20 minutes from where I'm from anyway. 15 minutes, so it's not that far. Yeah. Closer to here, or I'm closer to Lurgan than I'm Belfast anyway.
And you still come up here in terms of your training and stuff like that. And is your gym up here? Like
Ballinhinch. So it's in between. Yeah, it's in between my house in Belfast. Just a wee bit out to the. It's a wee bit more in the sticks, to be fair.
Yeah. In Culty land, is it?
Oh, wow. Yeah, boy.
See, when you were at that stage, just with Inst and Ulster Rugby, is this when you started to think about putting on size, or were you always naturally?
Yeah, so it was actually my dad turned around to me, and he said to me, he was watching me. We were playing like Porterdowns. We were playing Portadown in the cup final, and like, to blow smoke up my own trumpet, but I was one of the main players in the team, being a scrum half. And I remember I was just getting fucked round the ruck. Like, I was just getting manhandled, like one foot pulled over the ball and all. And my dad just, you need to put on some size, son. It was like you're getting thrown about. And I was like, okay. Started going to the gym with Big Johnny, Adam Kelly, and that was just like, it kind of happened quite naturally, quite organically. The bodybuilding thing, like we said, like the first time I got into Ziz, saw a clip of Ziz and was like, oh, Ziz, bruh.
Nostalgia, man.
Yeah, this was when I was like 15, 16, and like obviously he was doing all his wee things, his wee man bag, the tattoo and all. I was obsessed with him, like, no homo. And that kind of stemmed through the first couple of years, and then it took over, and next thing you know, I was wanting to go to the gym more than I was wanting to go for pitch practice on a Tuesday, Thursday night, you know.
There's these days where, Jerry,
the man,
you know yourself, man.
Yeah, the man sitting in the background there, smiling away.
See that song I tagged you in there the other day at Caine?
Yeah.
I saw a video on...
Bring a tear to your eye, mate.
And they're all about 30 and they're all in the car just singing it. And I was like, oh, Jesus. Jesus, I was lethal. Is that when you started to think? So when did you? Because we didn't talk about it last time. We talked about you became a personal trainer, but when did doing your qualifications for personal training come in?
So whenever I bit the bullet, and like this just goes to show, if there's any younger person out there and you just want to go and do something that like is against the grain or against society, like take me as an example. I'm not a smart kid, but like, you know, I made what I was in, my passion as my main source of income, and like, you know, if I can do it, fucking anyone can do it, mate. You know what I mean? I read right to left, like, instead of left to right. But whenever I dropped out at Queen's, so I really had to study hard to get into university, mate. I really had to study because, you know, wasn't a smart kid, like I said. Got into Queen's and didn't enjoy it. Completed the first year, started the second year, and I was like, you know, fuck this. And at the same time, I just, you know yourself, you're in uni, it was like a load of partying and stuff going on in the background, and like, like you don't, it's always a part of their life and stuff, but like, you're always going to get it as well, mate, especially if, you know, you go to an all-boys school and they're all minted and they've all got no responsibilities at that age, you're all just like, here, fuck, whatever, party. But whenever I decided to stop the university, and then obviously I wanted to be a geologist. Like I loved geography was my main thing, so studying geology.
See, I never would have
town planning and stuff. I know. Second choice was nutrition. Second choice was nutrition at Northumbria. So yeah, I know. Isn't that mad?
So Queen's geography.
Yeah.
And then you dropped out.
Yes, I dropped out, and the same year I was like, I ain't gonna stop playing rugby, because like as we got into the seniors, I lost a love for it, you know. Like I said, I went to Inst and we were hammered rugby, like 2 years, like every day was rugby orientated, and I loved that. Loved the team bonding things, but once I started getting to the seniors and like you're playing with guys 10, 12 years ahead of you, you're not on the same mindset level, banter and stuff, like that kind of started to happen. And listen, when I don't enjoy things, I don't do them. Like, simple, you know what I mean? I'm not putting myself through something like that. So I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop playing rugby. And I was like, at that time, I was getting a bit of shape about myself. Anyway, I was about 2 years in the training, a little bit of biceps, skinny guy with abs. But like, people were saying to me, it was like, oh, fuck, I mean, you're actually looking really good. And I was like, what do you do for your arms? Or like, how do you get abs? Like, you know. And I was like, going, hold on here, right? Okay. Cogs started turning, and then turned around my mum and dad one day. I was like, yeah, here, listen, dropped out of uni, stopped playing rugby, and we said this, like, I touched on this the first time, like, the reaction of my parents, as you can imagine, like, what? Like, you disgrace, we've done all this, and like, sent you to a good school and paid all this money, and you've done so well, you're throwing your effing life away, you don't know what the F you're doing, and all this. And it was, at the start, it was very hard on me personally. And it wasn't until I completed my first show, which is probably about 6-7 months after I dropped out of uni. I done my first show, and like, I won, and then I kind of saw the reaction of me like smiling on stage and like the buzz. And then obviously from the first show, I didn't know what I was doing. I was a complete rookie. The manager, the owner of the PCA Federation was like, pulled me to the side after it and was like, can you be part of Team GB in like 3 weeks time to go to Romania? Or sorry, it's not in 3 weeks time, it was at the end of, so I would have competed around May, April, and this was like October, November. So it would have been the end of that year for my, in Romania, in Bucharest. And again, I was like, whoa, yeah. I was like, we'll pay for everything. You know, IFBB don't pay for anything. I remember I touched on that, like, but he was like, "We'll pay for everything, pay for your flights, pay for if your family want to come over, you know, can you do something?" You know what I mean? Yeah, no, literally, mate. Yeah, sort of, yeah. My dad came over, and then my man just tagged on. Was like, "Go and get a holiday out of it."
And they pay for it as well.
Yeah, no, my man paid for hers, like, but yeah.
Is that the amateurs? Is it?
Yes, so that's the amateur show. So believe it or not, mate, there's more money in amateur shows than there is pro shows. Like, I'm like, see total prize money. Disregard Arnold and the Olympia. Disregard those, which are obviously the two biggest shows in the world. Every other professional show, and bear in mind, mate, there's probably about 3 on a week for like 5 months of the year, all across Europe, America, whatever. Still to this day, the prize money is nowhere near what you would get off like a local show like PCA, for example. Like, I know if I can PCA, they put the total prize money. There was a guy, Sean Jane Fitness, or SJ Fitness is something you call them, and he was an IFBB pro for like a few years. He stopped competing in IFBB pro. He competed locally for like a year and a half, and he was winning every overall show. I mean, every overall show he was getting like $10,000 or like 30,000 yen in like China or whatever the fuck it was. Like,
just going everywhere.
Just going everywhere, mate, and just winning, claiming the money. And like, mate, that boy made a fucking bank, like.
It's mad to think about that there as well. Lads bust their balls.
Yeah, I know it is slightly unfair, like, but listen,
it is what it is.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I'm glad we touched on that there, just because I want people to try to take away from this here is that you had a vision and you had belief in yourself, even when people around you were saying you're fucking being stupid, you're wasting your life, you're throwing away all like your opportunities, but you had in your head that no, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to make it work for me. And you did.
You have to back yourself, like, you do. Yeah, like, if you can't back yourself, no one will, especially in like those moments when, you know, maybe your biggest supporters are like even like questioning like, what are you doing? And like, if you're fully committed to it, and like I said, I tell everyone, like, if you want something, you'll get it, period. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you actually want something, it's like, you will get it, like, you can get it. Not to say, like, oh, fuck, I want a G-Wagon, I'll get a G-Wagon. You know what I mean? But like, to a certain extent, like, you really, really can if you put your fucking...
Was there any doubts in your head when you first...
There was a few doubts, yeah, there was a few doubts. I mean, the routine, for one thing, like, not having the rugby sessions and not having the weekends as a socialising thing at post rugby match every Saturday.
Would you be out in the pints at all?
Yeah, so all that there kind of slipped off too. But that's the thing, mate. Like, I knew I had to make that sacrifice because I knew I could tell deep in my heart, I was like, right, rugby here's not for me. Fuck, I'm really liking this gym thing here. So I was like, right, fuck it. Put all my eggs in the one basket, away I went. I knew to a certain extent what I was getting in for when I wanted to do a competition. People told me competitions are hard. I have a good friend, James Gibson. He competed a few years before me. One of like the biggest guys that I've seen in real life.
I think he used to train in Olympus, didn't he?
Yeah, Olympus. Big Gibson probably. He's been up before,
years and years ago.
Brute, mate, just bodybuilder,
big lad,
huge. And he was telling me all about it, and so I was like, right, it's going to require a bit of sacrifice, the energy levels and stuff, and like you can't be running out on show like 3 weeks out before your show going to play in a rugby match, mate. Your joints dehydrated, muscles dehydrated, you'll get yourself injured. So yeah, it was like right, stop that, commit to this, block out the outside noise, you'll show them. And like I had belief and I have confidence, but I think early on because yes, I do have good genetics, but it was early on people were mentioning like, you know, whoa, like you can see you're changing quite quickly, or like I wasn't playing the rugby pitch, and like that's not to say I do it for attention, like well you kind of do. Let's be real. If anyone at the start it was for attention, bodybuilding days, like you wanted to wear that medium t-shirt, you know what I mean? Be that guy with a fucking skate.
You walk into
top
somewhere
on.
and people are saying fuck lord.
Yeah, and you're like fucking right, mate. Be that guy that does 20 curls before the taxi comes and all, you know what I mean? Before the night out, and then lose the pump as soon as you get to the nightclub. Aye, all those days. But then 4 or 5 years down the line, your mentality changes. You don't think you're big enough. Your mindset changes because you see there's always levels, and you're always seeing the bigger people on TV or on YouTube or at other like global competitions, and you're like, fuck no, I'm off. I need to be getting bigger. So the baggier clothes came on, and it was that transition.
Yeah, the oversized tee.
Yeah, it's quite funny. Just like, you know, see that happen over time. Because I literally was like, at the start, I was like, yeah, I get it. Like people, that's going back to what I was saying, people were complimenting me early on, where I wasn't like getting loads of compliments every time I was playing rugby pitch. So I just kind of knew, I was like, you know what, like something's working here. You know, people are interested. And then, like I said, we'll probably get talking about Phil Graham later, but like Phil Graham stepped in and was like, right, yeah, do this, do that, and like helped promote like my social media, my brand and stuff. And he was the first person that pointed the camera in my face and was like, "Fuck and talk." And I was like,
just as you say that there, in terms of like Phil Graham, you think your journey of coaches has always just been up.
Pedestal one.
It's always topped the last person. Well, not like top the last person, but just like just in terms of the name, the influence they have, and the reputation. Like, who was your first coach?
Ashley Crooks. Ashley Crooks was my first coach. It was a friend through school, another outside guy joined Inst. This is literally the same thing. Like a guy from not in Belfast anyway, another culty fella from up north joined Inst, Big Ben Hearn, and he done a photo shoot with Helmy, and like I just remember seeing his photos and I was like, bro, you look like fuck all in school. I was like, why do you look class and upper sixth here? I was like, whoa. And then like whenever I started going through uni, that was always in my head. I was like, fuck, he looks really good. And I was like, you know what? Took a couple of years, bit the bullet, and then I messaged Ashley. Ashley was good to get the job done, but if you're watching this, yeah, he bit of an asshole to be fair to you. Because I said, I call it how it is, man. Like, I paid for a 15-week show prep, fair enough, but he did fuck off for me.
Serious?
After, like,
I know it's my...
yes, I know for my responsibility as a coach, if someone comes to me, their health is in my hands. And like, I remember I went to Ashley, I remember how he fucking talked to me the first day outside DW Fitness, mate. We sat in the coffee room, and I remember wearing a Nike cut-off t-shirt. At the time, I took no gear, right? And he sat me down, he was like, right, first off, what are you on? And I'm not on anything. He goes, oh, don't be fucking about with me, I know mate. And I was like, I know actually, I'm actually not. And he was like, pro homo? I was like, no. Pro homo? He goes, yeah, actually, Hulk 101 or something it was. I was like, Hulk 101. He was like, oh, right, okay. But he was like, oh, no. He was like, right, I'll get you stuff. Charge me like fucking 100 quid for like a rip bottle and all. Like, charge me fucking 5 times the price and all. Dickhead, mate. Excuse my language. But like, post-show, like, he didn't give me any PCD. He didn't tell me I need to come off slowly. Yeah. He didn't tell me to taper down the drugs. He didn't tell me to get blood work. He didn't tell me about the rebound. He didn't tell me about the appetite and the hormonal change and like your skin breaking out and like obviously sex drive, fucking going to shit and everything. Like, it's your responsibility to let a person know that. Like, and like I remember like 15 weeks post show, just boom, contact right out the door. And I was just sitting there, I just went cold turkey, mate. And then I was next thing you know, I was like, I don't feel good. And then I was like, I'll jump back on the fucking juice here because maybe I don't. It's probably the juice that's making me feel a wee bit like shit, but. after a prep, you will feel, it's easy to feel so much better because you feel like you're so unhealthy, so you get healthy after a prep, whereas I was just, for the first year post-show anyway, I like really deteriorated my health, like I really did, like I blew up, I ate like a whale, loads of insulin, or loads of carbs, so insulin sensitivity through the roof, sex drive, hormones whack way down, cholesterol way up, blood pressure way up, all sorts of shit, like.
Oh, man,
Yeah, I know. I still look back at it and I'm just like, it's a bit irresponsible on his behalf.
100%. That's what I was about to say. Like you are his responsibility at the end of the day, especially if you're paying him for a service. But I think that's probably the reason why you're such a good coach now yourself, because you've seen the effects of a bad coach and what it can do to a person. Yeah. And you've probably said to yourself, fuck that.
Fuck that.
You don't want that reputation about you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there 20 years of age, mate, in the prime of my life. Some hot bird jumps on me and they're like, the fuck? And I'm like, it's not you, it's me, I promise. And it actually fucking, you know what I mean? It actually fucking is. You know, like, and I'm like, no, listen, love, I like you. I sit here flinging my neck, you know what I mean? Just not gonna, like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, mate, when you're that age, shouldn't be a problem. It was my main issue between 20 and 21. I was like, fuck, I fucked it. Here. That's what I mean. No lad should experience that.
100%, 100%. We'll move on there. Just anyway, from 2016, you won the Irish Open.
Yeah.
IC Crooks was your coach. Your next step, were you planning on going straight in the end, see another show, or was there a bit of time in between?
So there was always a bit of time. Like, it wasn't that much time. It would have been anywhere between 6 to 8 months max. It was never really like a year in between shows. Between the first show I won and then the second season, that's whenever I jumped on with Big Phil. But nah, because I competed in March, April time, and then it was October, November, and then I would have competed again in April the following year, so there's not that much time. You're talking like only a few months here and there, but goes against it as well. Like, you always hear people these days, when you need, like, take 2 years off and all. Like, I mean, I was putting 5 or 6 kilos on my stage weight. Like, how I remember this, I saw a fucking memory pop up on my Facebook 7 years ago last night, and it says, I added 6 kilos on my stage weight from my first show, or from the international Bucharest, from the first international competition, which was my first year competing, and that was my second year. And I remember, like, each time, like, I was like seeing like 85 kg, and then like 91, and then like 96, and then like 101. Like, I was always fucking going up. Like, it goes to show, probably do have very good genetics, like, but at the same time, yeah, like, I've been on MyFitnessPal since 2014, and like, bear in mind, haven't really used it at all in the last like 7-8 months now. But what's that, like 2014 to 2023? It's like,
that's a long time. Like.
Yeah, and like, I would have 99% of the time always would have been on it. So like, I kind of always knew I like was never missing meals and stuff, so like I knew that was always like an important thing. But it just goes to show you, like, if you do have a proper plan in place, you can, and genetics to some sort of a degree, you can definitely shortcut a few things. Definitely.
Was Phil the next step then?
Phil was probably the most, like, no disrespect to all the other coaches, Cal as well, he's up there with Cal, but I think the most benefit that I got from Phil was his physical presence, obviously, like calling around to his house every weekend, or like anytime I finished my late night shift at the gym, if he wanted to chat to him, I was literally driving past his house on the way home, I'd call in, and like, he always made time for me, like, so he was very, very good. He helped both for the first year my physical appearance, and then obviously business strategy and stuff. Like, he was telling me, you know, what way you doing your posts, and like what way to, you know, start doing stories and interact with audience and engage, and he opened my eyes to that.
What year would this have been with Phil Groom?
2016, 2017. 2016 to 2017 pro card. 2017 to 2018, because the pro card was 2018. Yeah.
And what did he do for you, just in terms of your same mindset, your discipline to take it up that extra notch?
No, it's really hard to describe. But like, see, when you're in a room with a man that like just knows how to read the person, and like he's a walking, like, people don't like him. I understand why people don't like him. He says it how it is. If you come walking in and like I've put like a bit of weight on my face or something, he goes, "You cheating on your diet, mate? You look fat." Or something, you know what I mean? You just fuck cutthroat, like say it how it is, like, and you're like,
Ruthless.
whoa, ruthless. But like that's what you need. Like it is. If you want to get really good at something, you need to have a bit of ruthlessness in that. You can't be like all soft the way everyone is now. Like, oh, 2020, 24, you could be whoever you want to be, all that shit and all. Like, but it's going off track. But like Phil definitely was the biggest hitters in terms of like getting a return from the coach, not just physical, but like mental and like, you know, business wise and stuff. And like every time I left Phil Graham, like I was ready to take on the world. Like literally, like the man would literally send you that book or that fucking plant. Like there's no use to that plant, mate, but you would literally be able to fucking flip your mind and be like, I need that plant. This is the psychology behind it now, you know.
Does he have a background in psychology?
Yeah, so he actually he's done. So I think he studied nutrition and he went on to do like a nutritional course, I think. But he also done psychology. So like that's why he is so good. Like I can't put it into words, man, because obviously we had a lot of conversations and stuff, and every time we were taking a rest time, it was like business. It was like, right, business mentorship for 3 minutes here in between your sets, and like I was loving it and all. But back then, part of me being a meathead, I was like, I'm here to fucking train, mate. Let's talk about the gym. Let's stop talking about how many clients I have and, you know, all this shit and all. But like I could see what he was doing.
Did he open your eyes to
yeah, big time.
What you could be doing to further your game as well in terms of business?
Yeah. So there was, like I said, this touching the first one, like me and Phil went out shopping one night, one day in Victoria, Great Victoria Square, and he went into some designer place, and he was like literally paid for a ski holiday with him and his wife, and he was like, we'll go away next week before Christmas for a week. And he just went and spent like fucking $3,000, like it was nothing. And then walking back to the car, he was like, like just, and he was like, son, I'm going to show you something here. Don't take it as a sense of like arrogance or like me being cocky. But he was like, this is basically, you know, if you want to do what you want to do and do it right, you can be doing what I'm doing right now. And he goes, I've just made all that back, and just show me like 3 transactions from like PayPal people buying like his books or like buying like his fucking course and stuff. I mean, he just had like fucking 3,600 quid back, and we were walking to the car, and that was like 5-minute walk, and he just made it back. And he like turned around to me, and he also said, he goes, the reason why I spent that money, a lot of money, because it gives me the pressure to get that back and then some. And I'm like,
thrives on it.
I'm like, yeah, you're on to something here, you know. And when you hear people like spending money, they get really nervous and anxious. Where he doesn't. He's like, right, fuck, I need to make that back. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll make that back. Like,
that's an elite mindset.
Yeah,
itself.
And like that, I remember like how I felt and all, and I was like, whoa. I like, man, you're making money fucking walking about just talking shit to me here. You didn't need to raise a finger to make that. And I'm like, what? So yeah, like kind of just, yeah, you could say it began, the thought process behind like, you know, wanting to be that guy or like just do really well. And it happening, yeah, definitely.
Is he constantly always on the ball with stuff? Is there always something going with him?
Mate, mad. The lads, like, I think his schedule's even worse now, like obviously, because, well, you say worse, better, whatever. He's got like a wee kid and all now. But like I remember, mate, half of the times through me speaking to him, sometimes you'd get like half an hour where he'd be like, yeah, talking to you loads, and he'd be like, I can't talk to you here for like another, like, come on at 10 o'clock tonight, and this will be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's just bunged out all the way till then. So he has like delegated times of the day where he'll talk to like specific people. That's that. Like his, I'm not even joking, I mean, I think his every 15 minutes is fucking planned out, not every hour. It's like every, like he's doing crazy.
That's class as well.
I think he's just those lads that just wake up, pop him a daffodil on the way they go, like, like literally. Yeah.
It's good, but as well that he does make that time for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Like especially because there's people out there that probably, was there ever a time that you didn't like hear from him for a few days, or?
No, actually, thinking back from that there, mate, no. That's what I mean. Like he always, and I remember we talked about this the first session. It was when he offered, whenever I asked him to coach me, and he turned around and he goes, "Man, I've stopped coaching." He's like, "I don't do this personal training stuff anymore, but if you want, by all means, I'll take you under my wing." And he was just like, "Just don't go wrong now, like this and that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then like a couple of weeks later, I could see Phil starting to see the person who I was becoming. So like he'd be posting me. So I'm actually training Josh, but at the start he was like, "Don't be telling anyone." But then he was like, "Oh look, I'm training." And then I was just like, "What are you doing here?" but it was like him doing that to me. Like obviously it was my first time. I was like, I want to impress this guy as well. I was like, I want to impress him. But then that's leads on to another thing. Whenever I got to Jordan Peters, my next coach, it was another level was like, I want to impress this guy. But no, Phil was definitely the most. Like,
did you feel that need to impress Phil at the very start?
Yeah, 100%. Because Phil was this guy that, like, he had a persona around him. Like, you could tell, like, whenever he walked into the Iron Gym at the time, people were turning their head. Yeah, like nodding the head.
It's like me seeing him with Above and Beyond and walking over to him absolutely polluted. I love your stuff.
Yeah, I love your
stuff. He's probably going, the fuck's this kid doing?
Yeah, what's this wee lad doing? I know. But no, man, he does, man. I respect him, man, like so much, mate. So much. He tells it how it is, and that's how it should be, really.
One thing that he's taught you that has been crucial to your success and everything.
A lot of people are going to hate what you do, basically, is what he told me, because I remember him at the time. Like, I'm not saying names, because we're kind of, you know, I'm not saying names, but like, had a few people that I knew were talking bad about me, and like, I would come and like see Phil, and then I would just drop it off as a comment, and like, he would like look at me, and like, the way that I would reply, if I reply with my head down, or my head looking up, looking at his eyes, or like look away when I talk to him, he would know what I'm feeling.
That's
the psychology, and he'd be like reading me like a book, and he'd be like, something's annoying, like who is it? And then I'd say, and he'd go like, you go, fuck me, mate. He'd be like, why are you listening to that dickhead? He goes, you'll never get criticised by someone above you. I was like, it's always someone
100%.
below you. And like, he was like, people are going to hear what you do, and he was like, don't fucking worry about it, you're not here to please everyone. And I was like, you know what, Phil?
100%.
You talk a good game, yes, sir. I was like, you talk a good game, like he does. Yeah,
people like to see you do well until you're doing better than them, and then they don't like that there.
Or the other thing, people like to see you do well. They'll pretend to be your best mate, like, and like they know you, but then whenever you're off the scene, they don't even fucking.
Yeah,
they don't give you the 2 times. Yeah, don't even give you the time of the day, like. And I see a few people like that now, like, and
I'd say you have.
I'm just rubbing my nose, just like I know you.
So your muscle like contest Ireland in Limerick. So this is where you achieved the pro card. You know what I mean? So you can zoom in. If I know if you can't zoom in, so that there.
I probably can't.
Flag. But yeah, the day in itself. Did you go into it expecting to win, or
nope?
Was it just?
Yeah, I was. Like I said, like Phil front loaded me into that show. So for those that don't know, front load means like they'll give food like for the carb up at the start of the week and give it time, and then at the end of the week, if they've spilled, they can take a few carbs out, or if they need to push again, they can push. Normally people start to carb up like 3 days out, but I was like 10 days out, mate. It wasn't even a week out. It was 10 days out, and Phil was like 1,000 grams of carbs, and I'm like, mate, I haven't had this amount of food in like fucking 3 years, mate. Why you want me to eat all this food right now? So like, that was the first time I was experienced like a different approach against the norm, because obviously everyone follows the sheep. Like Ashley Crooks probably had like a copy and paste fucking show prep approach for everyone. So I thought that was the way it was, and then I went to Phil. Phil showed me a completely different thing. So whenever I went into the show, yes, by all means, like I knew I looked really good. Personally, I was like, yeah, I'm in good hands. I fucking look really good. Phil was telling me I look really good. I'm happy with how I'm looking. But whenever I like saw the competition, I saw one guy in particular. Well, it was actually 2 guys. It was actually a wee bitch show. Was the night before the show. It was like a Brazilian guy came over, and he had like 100-something thousand followers, and he came in. And he was like wearing the sunglasses and all, and he was sitting down in the like in the pre-registration, all was on like sunglasses and all. I'm thinking he was a dog shit, and I called him out. Me and Scott the night before. I was like, "There's some Brazilian guy over here with a load of following. He's walking about like he owns the fucking place and all." And I goes, "I hate that." And I remember he was in my class. We were in men's physique C, men's physique class C. And it was me and him. I think his name was Matthias Burgers or something. Matthias something. I still follow him on Instagram. We follow each other. And it's quite funny. Like I beat him, and I was like, haha. And then I saw the wee Korean guy, as you know, Filipino Korean type of Asian skin, have like really good genetics when they get dry, and like really lean and dry without diuretics. And this guy was a walking roadmap, like head to toe. But the way Phil had carved me up, I knew. Well, I didn't know then, but looking back now, I was like, no wonder I won. Like, I was way bigger, way fuller, and like obviously have a pretty small waist and stuff. So when you're that lean, your waist can stay tight, but still tolerate a lot of food. Man, I was just popping, like just
upside down Dorito.
Yeah, I just felt it. Like I was like, whoa, I feel really good. And then whenever we were in the overall, and I got moved to the middle, and I literally saw I think her name was Sandy, the head judge, the girl, female, one of the head judges at Olympia. The girl literally looked up, smiled at me, and shook her head and then put it down, and it was at that moment I was like, I have this fucker. I have this fucker. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. And then, yeah, the rest of the other two, the other two got called out, and then it was me and the other guy, the Asians, just battling for top 2, but her eyes were on me the whole time, so I was like, I have this, I have this, I have this. And that was the best feeling ever. So whenever I won that there, that's the thing, mate, you were meant to go, and I didn't even get my pro, like, I got my pro card, but I didn't actually physically get my big pro card. Mate, first of all, I was crying, so I couldn't see, and then he like gave me the pro card, and I was like, oh, and I was like smiling for the photo on the stage, right? As soon as the photo went, I was meant to go off at the back, have an interview with, it was like the muscle contest promoter. I was meant to have an interview, ran straight past him, just went straight to my man and dad, like, and was like, fuck you all. Like, loads of people actually like picked up on that. The guy Jace as well, big English guy, he was over with the clients, and he said to me, he was like, bro, that was cool. He was like, that was cool. You could tell, like, the camera guys were like wanting to, like, yo, and Tom Marino, the show promoter, was like, Josh. I was like, get that fuck, and I just went straight to my mum and dad, like, and just chilled with mum and dad, and like, didn't even get the interview, didn't even get the card because I forgot.
How did they feel after?
Oh, they were, yeah, I just remember my dad especially. I could see it in him, like, it was a nice feeling to make him proud, like, definitely was. It was a nice drive home too. It's from Limerick, so like, I think like the show was over like 9 o'clock that night. So I didn't get back home till like 12, 1 o'clock, like, when I was stopping off at all the garages, getting all the fucking feeds of the day and all.
Krispy Kremes?
Yeah, I remember getting home and all, getting a bath like 2 a.m, and I was just getting a bath, and I was just so bloated and all. I was like, oh, this feels great, just munching donuts, like sweating like fuck, mate, on the bath, like crazy. Funny.
Sprinkles and all. All over your chest, just like there.
Oh, crazy. Oh.
So, you get that there, you're the first person, for anybody that doesn't know, the first person from north or south of the border to become an IFBB pro. First time it's ever been done before, which shows because a lot of people have went for it before and didn't get it, and you have that self-belief in yourself.
Yeah.
What did that feel like, becoming the first person? Because you'll be...
I didn't actually really know properly that I was the first person until it was like 3 weeks later. Brian Bowman, who's like one of the main promoters for the IFBB Pro League, he pulled me on an interview, and like we were like online, like Instagram stream, and me and him were talking, and he was like, how does it feel to be the only Irish like pro originally from Ireland? And I was like, yeah, you're right, actually. I was like, fuck, that feels good. Yeah, like I was like, that feels good, but like I wasn't doing it for that reason. But like after it happened, and like it did feel good. Now, mind you, there's a good few pros now. Like there's big Matt. Matt recently won his pro card like a year and a half ago or something. There's Darren Farrell. Well, he lives in Dubai, but he is Irish. And then there's Emma Gormley as well, and Shane Caine. So there's about 4 of them now. Like so, but yes, got there first.
You got there. I think it was probably about 2 months before you got your pro card was when I first started to follow you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because I remember like you'll remember as well, gee, fucking, I used to watch all your stuff flat out. No, I used to be like a proper wee fanboy. It was like and the first time like I met you when we were drinking, and I was like, oh my god, there's Josh Coyle, there's Josh Coyle.
Next thing you know, it's just me and you were on Buckley all night talking shit, like literally. Yeah.
So it's just mad because I remember you put up a contest. You were giving away a free training plan.
Yeah, I remember that photo.
People.
I remember that photo.
Yeah.
I was in my fit and all, the big banner in the background and the green track, and I was standing doing this type post.
Yeah.
I remember that post.
And then you done that there, and I messaged you about it. I says, I'm not too sure if it was about that. It was like, when's the winner being announced? And it was probably because I mailed you or something like that there.
I was like, who the fuck's this guy? Fuck off.
And then I looked eager or something, and then I ended up winning it.
Did you? Fuck.
So I'll put it in this here, like anyway, just a screenshot of it. Because I was looking through for the first one, and see the first one we done in here, and I go, fuck here, it'll be good to throw that there in, and then we'll just sit and talk shit to each other in parties now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
know. Funny, like
it's
funny.
It's mad the way it works out.
Yeah.
Never meet your heroes, kids. Never meet your heroes. So, IFBB Pro. Now you're an IFBB Pro. You're out there in the big leagues. Mm-hmm. What was the next step in terms of your coaching? Did Phil stay on board with you at this stage?
So yeah, like whenever I did join up with Phil was already done with the coaching, but I could tell this was like just shy of 2 years of being coached by Phil. Phil was starting to be like, right, like, you know, I could tell it was kind of getting on top of his schedule a wee bit more.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't training me, we were training together. So like wee things like that I was finding he was like just about scraping the time to get me in. So I remember I had a conversation with him, and obviously he was like, this is for the pro debut. We started prep together, and then there was a few, Phil would ask me like a few things, because obviously I was like 2 or 3 years in the coaching, so he was like, what do you think we should introduce? So he done it the right way.
Yeah.
So I started doing it, and he started going like this, and then it
More
was
independence.
like, a couple of weeks later he was like, right son, take full flight. He goes, I can't be coaching you. He goes, but by all means, if you need me, ring me or come round and I'll get a look at you and I'll keep your head straight if you need like a second pair of eyes. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I only went to him like once after that there, and it was like literally like a week out, and he tried to plan my carb up, and I was like, no, dude, I'm not doing this whole front loading thing again. I'm flying for like fucking 8 hours and all. Like I was freaking out. Like, so he was like, right, what do you want to do? And I was showing him the plan. I depleted myself way down. I went no carbs, no fats, just protein for like 3 days. Landed in Orlando, and then it was like 2 days of just mild carbs. It wasn't a lot of carbs. My reasoning behind that was because I knew I wasn't going to be the biggest guy on the stage. First pro show, these guys are massive. So I was like, what's the point in playing the fullness, the size game, maybe lose a touch of conditioning whenever I can come in, when I know I can come in, or pale, like ripped to the fucking
Work to your
like,
strengths.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to work on my strengths. Fucking turned out pretty well. Obviously placed 7th out of 34, and like,
Pro debut as well.
yeah, I mean, the crack of top 10 in a pro debut is very, very, very good. Like, because obviously there is politics in it, mate. There is. I don't care what, like, politics in every sport, especially at the highest level. And I remember, like, we were all getting spread tan and all, and like these guys were like, oh, where are you from? Like, Ireland. They're like, what are you doing here? Like, that was the reaction. What are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, man, I'm just trying to try it out here. Like, oh, man, I just want a pro card, so fuck it, why not? And I remember that kind of gave me the sense of being a complete randomer, like a stranger, and I was like, these judges they're going to overlook me. But whenever I got called back into the top 10, and don't forget, mate, I was the last person to register, so I was number 34. So I saw all 33 guys lined up in a big fucking U behind the stage. I was looking at them all, bearing in mind my back was the weakest of body part at my time. I could just see everyone's backs, and they were all just massive, and I was like, oh, fuck, why did I prep? Why did I do this? Why did I spend all this much money? I'm not even going to get, I'm going to get fucking swamped here. This is embarrassing. And then I went out, done a few poses, done my routine, and then we've done the comparisons, and I got called to the front, and I said, what the fuck? What the fuck? And
what age were you?
What's that, 2019, so 5 years ago, 23.
23?
Yeah.
And did you go out by yourself?
No, I went with my dad. Like I said, my dad, biggest supporter of it. Like, no matter what, like rugby, he was there every pitch session, every match. And then competition, he's been in every competition. So even if it's in Manchester, Bucharest, Orlando, Florida, he was there. So like,
unreal.
Yeah, class.
And would he, like, if you, because you're not really involved as much now, if say you said to him, here, I'm going to go to a show here, and
fuck, he'd be there in a heartbeat. Yeah.
There as well?
Yeah, he'd be there in a heartbeat, yeah. My dad, yeah. Very supportive, mate. Very, very supportive.
You said before, we touched on it in the last episode, but he was a good footballer back in his day?
Yeah, he's very good. So whenever he was literally around the same time that I won my pro card, the same age, he actually got a 3-year contract with Everton. He still knows the guy to this day. You want to see his ankle, mate? He got out with a life-changing injury, which is quite ironic, because obviously we all know about my bronchial neuritis and degenerative SE joint, so like I've had a fucking bad shoulder for years, and it's only got like really, really bad to the point where I can't fucking train. So he got put out of football with a 2-footed tackle, shattered his ankle. I'm not joking, mate. His ankle's probably still out there to this day, and he limps. And this is over this is like fucking 30 years ago. You know what I mean? And he's scared to go under the knife because it's like a 7-hour surgery, but he won't do it. And I'm like, mate, you're a pussy. You're out cold. You know what I mean? You're out cold. You're fucking knocked out, mate. But he just doesn't want to do it. And like I try to encourage him and all to do it, like, but yeah, he'll just not do it.
You're speaking about your injury. How have you dealt with it yourself?
All right, mate. Like I find I talk about it loads, and like, I don't like talking about it because people just think, oh, fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, if someone kept telling me about their injury, I'd be like, shush.
But see,
I'd be
for
like,
you,
that's an excuse. But like, whenever you look at me and then you see me try and train, everyone's like, mate, whoa, straighten yourself up, because I'm like my elbow like drops off and all, like my shoulder doesn't laterally raise too high, and like if I were to bring this up, I have to like drop into it, like it's fucked me.
Yeah.
So I'm dealing with it as best I can, mate. That's kind of why I was like, I need something to focus on. Started doing that Fight Academy shit, done it. Get my ass kicked, and then next thing you know, I was like trying to keep my jabs up, and I'm like, oh, my hands lower, and they're like, keep the shoulder higher, and I'm like, I can't, my fucking shoulder's fucked. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. Just try to fucking do as best you can with it.
I can work around it. So that's I can work around it, but that's the reason why I've stopped bodybuilding, mate. I can't train. Like, I can't lift what I can lift with this. So how am I meant to bring the best Josh that everyone wants to see whenever I can't fucking chest press or pull half the weight that I used to? You know, it's
mentally,
mentally
is it hard to deal with? Because I'd say, it's the same as your dad as well, great footballer, and then the thing that he was wanting to do is taken away from him. Yeah. But it's giving you the opportunity to build on in so many other fields now as well.
Yeah, it gives me opportunity to kind of really like knuckle down with the coaching side of things too, and to look into that. Like, obviously, you know, being a good competitor directly doesn't pay bills, but there's other avenues that come through that will pay your bills. But being a good coach pays bills, 100%. So it's just trying to get myself back out in like a saturated market, because everybody more people followed me for like my lifestyle and like day-to-day things than what they would have coaching wise. Yeah. Okay. Yes, there's probably like maybe 25-30% follow for coaching, but the rest of them are all like just like generally interested in like what I'm doing weight wise and like training wise and stuff. But obviously I'm not really doing that much now, so there's a natural drop off and all that. Yeah. But like I don't like it is what it is. I'm not gonna cry over spilt milk. Like,
back to your pro debut, see the environment of America compared to here. What's it like? Is it night and day?
Yeah, I competed in the Europa Games, so it was like a fitness expo. So whenever you compete in IFBB, all of the IFBBs are in expos. So you've already got like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 people there running about the place. Whereas over here, the local shows, the non-pro shows, they're all just in like wee venues, hired out for the day. You know what I mean? So there's just like a wee fucking cathedral with a stage or something popped in it, or like a theatre or something, you know, just like with a stage popped in. But yeah, over in America, that's where the money is, that's where the attraction is. And obviously the America, like what school rugby is for the Ulster boys to follow through, that's what America is like for the guys to come through the Olympia. Like it's all in the Olympia, like all the Olympians are kind of competing in and around America and stuff like that. Whereas over here, you don't really see many Olympia qualified athletes because the shows aren't regular over here. But over there, they're ran like three a week, mate, fucking for about half the time, like for about 6-7 months of the year. And then obviously all those shows are in expos, so you're talking there's a good few thousand people there, like.
Probably sponsor like a lot of sponsorship deals.
Yeah. There's a lot of opportunities for sponsorship deals. They don't always come knocking, but that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people this day and age, they think sponsorship, you get it like that. I guess it's not like sponsorships don't look at you and your physique. Yes, they will look at you and your physique, but they will also go, right, how is this guy actually going to get us more sales? Like, how is he going to get more traction? Like, does he even engage with his audience? Does he show his lifestyle? Is he just, he just posts a workout video every day? Well, that's a bit boring. Like, can you like a little bit more in-depth detail? And like, I've tried to tell a few of my clients that as well. And they're always like, I want a food sponsor or I want a supplement sponsor. I'm like, mate, if you want a sponsor, your social media needs to be your priority. And like, yes, your physique needs to be your priority, but along with that, social media is the same level of importance as your physique, like 100%.
So, bro, we were in 2019 there when you were competing in Orlando. Move on to 2020, COVID hits. How do you adapt your game to even your training regime, diet, and staying motivated? Like, how do you adapt yourself?
So it started off quite well. So it did, like with the whole COVID thing. Like I remember, man, I was like looking back at it. You just like obviously everyone could turn around and say, "Fuck, I wish COVID never happened." But like it seemed to happen at the pinnacle of my career, and like not gonna lie, slowly started going like that after it. Like if I'll be honest with you, that's what we're here for, honesty. But like At the start, it was fantastic. Like, I was like, yeah, sweet. You know, first like 7-8 weeks, I remember I was training in Phil Graham's garage because I wasn't allowed to train anywhere. I didn't know professional athletes could get the go ahead to go and train in a gym. So before that time, I didn't know. So I remember Phil Graham was like, fuck it, come down to mine, train in my garage. And I was doing that, and then I posted a funny video, like taking the piss, like spraying sanitizer and like sunglasses, dancing and like cleaning the machine, but doing like a booty pop, and like loads of people found it funny. One person didn't, and then he reported it or something. And then Phil Graham took the head off me. He was like, "Son, I told you not to fucking tell anyone. What are you doing, posting that on my story or in your story?" And I was like, "Sorry." So like whenever I couldn't start training for like a couple of weeks, things started going downhill a wee bit there. And then like I said, I touched on this the last time. Like the person who I was with at the time in the relationship was not a good influence. You know, getting you to do things that you shouldn't be doing, and like, you know, telling like, oh well, everybody's off work, so like no one's going to know, and like all this stuff. But at the start, it was easy to hold and manage. But then people just started losing their fucking marbles, man. People were like, oh yeah, is this ever going to end? Like, are we allowed to walk outside? And the training wise, it was good, but whenever I knew I couldn't train for a few weeks, I let outside influences fucking come in, and then it didn't really get too good. But then once COVID lifted, it was like, thank God. It was tight. Like it was tight.
Because like, I remember like just because I was working like from home at the time, so just straight up 9 o'clock in the morning, in my room, start my shift 5 o'clock, finish it straight on the war zone, and then I was just
staying in the same room.
Staying in my room.
And that's what I was like, mate. Because before lockdown happened, I was obviously full-time online coach. I stopped the personal training side of things. And then once lockdown lifted, I was like, I'm not being an online coach. So I was like, I'll be an online coach, but I goes, fuck, give me some one-to-one. Like, get me back into the gym, and like, I need that socialism again. And you know, I started doing part-time, and then I just don't like promote the part-time, like, because I kind of like to keep it selective. Because like, I like all my clients, I love them all. Like, they're all different backgrounds, different genetics, different goals, different personalities, but like, they're all 100% committed, and that's what means the most to me. And like, I get on so well with them. So like, I'm happy with who I have. I'm not out here promoting coaching every other day. And like, you know, I'm just happy to have who I have, tight and neat, and just
Can you tell? Cause see the way Phil could tell with you by just looking at you the first few minutes that if they're serious about this or not. Can you?
Yeah,
as well?
100%. Yeah, 100%. There's one guy in particular. Like, he's about 6 weeks out from a photo shoot. Gary, he called him. He said he looked. It's his words, not mine. He says he looks like a melted candle. And so he came in and it was just like, and he was like, I want to do a photo shoot. And I remember like, at the time I was working in MyFit, and I like turned around and looked at him. I was just like, you want to do a photo shoot? And he was like, look at me dead in the eye, and he was like, yes. And I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck, I've never actually had someone directly look and like not look away and go, yes. And I was like, whoa. So I was like, sweet, right? First week he was in, I tried to break him, like, I was like, if he comes back, he'll come back. If he doesn't come back from this, you'll not stick a prep. Like, you'll not be able to stick it. Motherfucker was like, can I get another 2 sessions booked in this week? So you want 4 sessions this week? Yeah, nice. With me 4 times a week, mate. And he's like getting his ass bust, but like, it's funny, like. But you can tell. I can tell the people that are going to be wishy-washy too. You know, people that, oh, I forgot to check in today. I'm like, right, straight. So you know your check-in day is a specific day every single week, and if you're following a plan, you will know I need to check in on this day, because everything that I'm doing around my day is orientated what's in this plan. Like the meals, the training, that's if they want to coach. Like if they want to coach, you need to take full flight. So obviously they're going to realise their days that they need to check in, and then when the days that they don't check in, that just shows to me, obviously their attention span's not there. So if they forget to check in, they're fucking 100% forgetting to weigh their food or to stick to their diet or to do something like that. So yeah, you can pick them apart. Like, yeah, and then I'll give them a few weeks. And then if they're not checking in, I'm not chasing them. And then if they do check in and it's been a few weeks, I'll just say, listen, like, I'm not doing this.
Were you with JP at the start of COVID?
Yes, with JP at the start of COVID, and he was another man. I was like, fuck, I really need to impress him. And like, it was going so well with Jordan. Splendid. Splendid. Until that fucking lockdown hit. And then he was like, no, yeah, you know what? He just kind of went off the radar for me a wee bit, you know, after lockdown, because I like said to him, I was like, bro, can we pick things back up? And he never replied to me, and I was like, man, what? I was like, what the fuck, asshole? I was like, bro, you know what I mean, mate? You sitting asking me how my mental health and all is over lockdown and all, like body jump. I guess at the time Luke Sandeau passed away. You know, our big Luke.
Yeah.
He fucking hung himself. And like it was like a couple of days after his funeral, he wrote to me and he was like, bro, how is your mental health? And I was like, mate, it's alright, like it's alright. And he knew I wasn't being coached by him at the time though, because I was like, bro, I can't fucking do this. I was like, I'm not a good coachable client right now, I can't stick to this. And like just takes balls to turn around and say that, like instead of lying going, oh yeah, my week was alright, could have been better, me sitting bluffing, like fuck, I just goes, listen mate, I can't.
Just said
how it was, and I don't think he liked that, like, because like whenever I tried to go back to him, he just left me on air. Like he just left me on read, scene, whatever.
Was he see the way he filmed straight to the
straight to the point?
Was he like that or?
I think no, not really. Like I don't think Jordan. Yes and no, mate. You know, I think with the online side of things, like Jordan had a lot of like a bigger following, obviously in the bodybuilding community. So I think he maybe was reluctant to be super like said how it is, because I think he was just maybe wanting to take the easy way, because a lot of people were like, wow, he's such a strong guy, but he's so fucking nice. Whereas like if you look like the way Jordan Peters looks, big massive guy, and you're like, oh, you're fucking just telling someone how it is, like you look fucking shit, and all, they'll be like, oh prick, like he's up himself and all.
Yeah.
So I can maybe see why he took the softer approach. But like I said, mate, everyone was buying his supplements, his coaching, his trained by JP forum. You know, like people were paying subscriptions just to see what he was taking cycle wise. You know what I mean? And that's when you know you can make your money. Like I can be like, here, you want to pay 30 quid a week or 30 quid a month to see like 2 training videos a month, and then for me to update my log, what my food is and what my drugs are, just for people to be like, oh, cool. And like, you know what I mean? He was making bank off that and all. So I think maybe he needed to just be a wee bit on everyone's level instead of trying to, you know.
On his high horse.
Yeah, because you'll get enemies like that, but pros and cons to it, you know.
Did you learn anything off him?
Jordan, yeah, I did all right, mate. Yeah, I learnt. Funny, I learnt how to push it. Put it that way, like gear wise.
Yeah.
Because like I had never took that. I never took a lot, and like that's the thing, mate. People still can't believe this. Like people used to say, like, "Oh, I know your cycle. You're on a gram of this, a gram of this, a gram of this," and I'm like, "Mate, I'm not. Whatever." But like Jordan Peters was the first person that like put me on a considerable high dose, and like introduced me to like insulin, growth hormone, you know, like those pathways and how they work synergistically. And if like you want to be big, if you want to be a good pro, not a pro, if you want to be a good pro, you have to do this. I remember him actually telling me that, like we were calling like PCT and stuff, and I was like, right, yeah, PCT, and he was like, yeah, about 400 milligrams a week, and I was like, he goes, that's what the pros do. And I was literally, he goes, that's what the pros do, and that's all I needed to hear. I was like, sweet, fucking, that's basically a cycle for me, setting off. And then like, but that was only for about 10 months, 8-10 months, where I really kind of did have a hefty cycle and then a elevated cruise. But it was after that, when I joined Cal literally took it down by more than half, and that was the best I looked with Cal. So I always learn certain things off coaches, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see. Like a healthy body is a responsive body, and that's what Cal was the first coach that actually got me to do blood work now. So like, bearing in mind, mate, I've been on steroids for like 5 years before Cal, and he was the first coach that was like, you need blood work. Got the blood work, and he was like, take this, take that, it'll improve your kidney. Yeah, your liver's not bad, blood pressure's a wee bit bad, so take this, and then take your bloods again 2 weeks' time. I bet you your score will be this. Bloods 2 weeks' time, score was that. Okay, you're good to go. Put this in. I was going like, oh, holy fuck, what's all this stuff, and like, what's like your HGB and like your LH levels, and all. I'm like, what's all this? And he would like, his check-ins were a video response, so he'd always explain it.
Yeah.
And like, so like, Carl was very, very good that way. And like, it was crazy to believe that he's only like 3-4 years older than me, man.
And did he go into more of the scientific aspects of it all? And it's mad that no one else like done that before. So he basically reset you.
Yeah, basically was like, your body is peaked, maxed here, and it's like your stress and cortisol, everything is elevated. And he was like, if we can bring that down, your physique's going to get better. So what did he do? Take out the gear, get healthy, reintroduce a little bit of gear, but like he said, what did he say? He goes, enough isn't better, enough is enough, or more isn't better, enough is better. Or something like, it was something like that. Something along those lines, which is basically saying like, you know, you don't have to take everything to fucking get the advantage out of everything. He goes, take a little bit of test, but then bring your primo up. So like, obviously you're not affecting your testosterone too much when you come off cycle and stuff. So like, I could see he had ways of keeping you healthier on cycle, which evidently made you look better in the long run. Because you were like, a healthy body is a responsive body. And like Cal, he's the best coach in the world, mate. I know for a fact no one has the amount of accolades he has. Like maybe bar like Olympia athletes, yes, but like he's got like 400 and something first places, like 500 or like over 1,000 top 3 places, like 60 pro cards. Like mate, you're like mad numbers. Mate.
Best in the game.
Best in the game. Yeah, and like let's just look what he does. He's a fucking genius, like, you know.
Have you took anything from what he's taught you and implemented in
100%.
your style of coaching?
Yeah. So I know my prep approaches. It's not like the rest of these fucking online coaches over here saying no names, like, but fucking getting their bikini girls to inject primo and everything. Mad. But like, I started using the less is more approach to clients. A lot of guys questioned it at the start, but then, like me, I questioned it at the start, and then a few months in, I'm like, whoa.
You see the results?
I'm like, fucking hell, I look massive and I'm taking nothing, like hardly anything. And like, mentally, that's really nice to know, you know what I mean? Because I've like, obviously, more isn't better, but like if you're thinking that you look really, really good, and you're like, I'm not on that much. Like, imagine if I put in another mil. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you're always kind of like, ooh,
the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah. But like, I never did. But Cal was definitely one of the ones up there. Yeah, he was up there.
He's up there.
He was up there at the top. Like, yeah.
One thing I want to talk about is we talked about last time was Guzman and Rob Lipsett.
Pinch me moment, like, mad. I got complimented and everything off Guzman. I was like, mate, I said, you're in fire. I was like, am I tripping here or something? Like, yeah, like, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. You just remember, I had like a couple of clients competing in that show, and I just remember seeing Rob Lipsett posting up a thing. He's going to do a show. He was going to do that show. So I was like, fuck, I've sent him a few messages, and he's replied, no. He goes, I have a chance me arm here. And I was like, Rob, any chance you want me to look after your posing? And then he was like, yes, mate, I would love that, dude. You know, Rob being Rob, he was all, let's fucking go. Like, yeah, dude, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, cool. So I met him like an hour before he went on stage, and like, you know, Rob Lipsett, Nabil, a funny Buff Bunny was there, mate. Buff Bunny's my crush, lad. I'd be like, sorry, Guzman, but alright, love. No, what would you want from me, mate? He's a billionaire, like. But like, I remember just, they had their own private, it wasn't a private room, it was a fucking private side of the building, was just locked off for them. So they had like a corridor with like 6 massive change rooms, but they were on the very back one with like another pin, so there was 2 pin codes to get in to see them. And I was just like, I remember just walking down, and then I just heard, like, I just seen Nabil, like, turn around with the camera, and like Christian Guzman just came walking around. I just went, holy fuck. Ran over, well, didn't run over, walked over, sweating, hair sticking to my forehead and all, mate. I was like, shaking the hands and all, and he just, first thing he said, he was like, dude, he was like, your shoulders, you fucking jacked, man. And I was like, class. I was like, it's class. And then just saw a wee Rob, mate. Rob's class, man. But fuck, he's small wee lad, like, he actually is, but he's like, fucking. But even still, I was just like,
5 foot.
I mean, he's 5 fucking 8, 5. He's not tall. He's not tall, man. He's really, really short. I thought he was taller. So whenever I met him, I was like, whoa, we were like taking him back. But like, it's Rob Lipsett. Don't give a fuck about his height. It's still Rob Lipsett. Like, but it's mad. You see people on social media, and you always think like, well, they're pretty big guys.
Well, I thought he'd be.
And then you see him in real life, and you're like, oh fuck, maybe not. You know, it was quite funny. But that was mad, man. From watching them two. Especially Christian Guzman, from watching Christian from day one, really, essentially, as well, from whenever he started making his Alpha Elite gym, which was like the gym, like no bigger than this room. I remember watching them, and remembering his first prints of his t-shirts, and him doing the first graffiti on the wall, and now he's transferred like through like 2 gyms, you know how it's that Alpha Land, and like he's right in front of me, complimenting me on my shoulders. I was just going, what? And I was like, it's just me, Nabil, Christian, Rob Litzett, my camera guy, and Rob's coach. And I was like, this is fucking class. Because there was no one else. All the attention, like, I could ask anything I wanted to. Obviously, I didn't, like, but it was just funny. Christian Guzman had a very hard time understanding me and Rob, apparently. Because, like, that's the thing. Like, people were like, sending me messages, and I was like, raging, he never tagged me in the story. Like, raging. But, like, he had me on the story, mate, like 2 slides, and he was just recording me. And he was like, I know about 3% of what he's saying. And I was like talking away to Rob in the background, and like my cousin was like saying me, he was like, dude, you want to fuck Chris Guzman's story, man? Holy shit, man, that guy's got like fucking 10 million followers.
You text me about that there, I was check his story, Josh.
I know, I was just like, I said no. I was like, fuck, has he tagged me? And I was like, no. I was like, damn it.
But yeah, that's unbelievable.
Crazy,
That is like a meeting your heroes, because I remember like that athlete 2017 when I was just first getting into bodybuilding, like trying to get big myself. And I was going, fuck me here, like that athlete, and then Steve Cook and all the boys, and you're like, that's the goal.
That's the goal. They're the goats, like. And then you're in a fucking room, just a private studio. You're in a private room with them, just like one-on-one, talking away, like as if like it's just chill as fuck. I was like, what? This is so cool. And then my camera guy Dylan Humphreys, he was a massive fan too. Like, I remember he was coming down, he's fuck shaking on off. Like, he was like me, I'm sweating like fuck, put his top up, me like sweatpants down to here and all, probably the same as me at the minute. Like, but he was like trying to hold the camera and all, and I just remember him like smiling like fucking all, taking the photos. I was like, it's these guys, like holy shit.
Were they dead on?
Yeah, oh mate, lovely. Yeah, lovely. See, to be fair, mate, like I'll say this, like, bit of a dig, but I had a feeling. I was like, is this my time to straighten up Christian Guzman? And like, you know, he doesn't sponsor any Irish athletes, so I'm like, I'm the Irish IFBB, blah, blah, blah. I sweetened him up a wee bit, and then it wasn't, mate, there was like a week later, he made a video on YouTube, and he was like, what we don't look for athletes. And he was like scrolling through on Instagram, but he had like Photoshop Rob Lipset. And it was just photo of Rob Lipset after Rob Lipset after Rob, like him and I was just standing with his top off. And he was like, that's what we don't look for. And I was like, oh, it's definitely at me, mate. Because at that time, I had no content other than my physique.
Yeah.
So I just had physique photos left, right, centre, mate. And I'm just like, shit, I was like, no. I was like, no, I missed the boat, like. But I had a feeling like that was kind of aimed at me. I could be wrong, but it was just the particular timing and stuff of when he uploaded that video, and it's like what we don't look for in athletes, because he could tell, like, I was just, I'm, Josh, a wee bit of a following over here, not that famous, but a wee bit famous. I was like, if you want an Irishman, he's like, guys, like, I'm the guy and all. And he's like talking away, and Rob Litzett actually fucking invited me to his villa in Magaluf for he had a mastermind course or something, and I was like, he was like, oh, you should come over, man. You should come over a few days before. I don't know why I'm doing an American accent. He said, come over a few days before. And I remember at the time, I was like, yeah. And then
is Dylan going to be there?
Dylan Humphreys heard it. So whenever he left, he goes, mate, are you going to fucking Marbella with Rob Litzett? And I was like, he definitely just said that. Like, he just said that to be nice. And like, he never followed through with it. But he said it.
Yeah.
But
I would have
just been like, yo, Rob, here, mate. Fucking flights here, mate. Stay at your villa. Yeah, 100%. Thank you.
Well, touched on this here last time a wee bit. What's more rewarding, a personal win or a client win?
See, to be fair, mate, right, I'm more nervous for clients on show day than I am myself, but when a client wins, I'm definitely a little bit more, wow, like, I'll feel in more of a sense of personal achievement.
You're like a proud dad?
Yeah. It's more of a sense of personal achievement. Like, I remember whenever Andres won his pro card over in the PCA, in the British finals, it was a fucking stacked lineup, mate, like 40-something competitors, and I was like, fuck, and he won. I remember, like, coming off the stage, I just remember, like, the hug he gave me and, like, the intensity of the hug, and I close to bringing a tear to my eye, because I knew, like, that guy's head was in the fucking gutters. Like, he had a lot of personal problems, anyone would have pulled out, like, but he didn't. And like when he won that pro card, I remember as like we had like we shared like a wee moment behind stage, like a wee bit of tears in our eyes, like, but like that was the pinnacle for my coaching career, to be honest with you. definitely.
So far, anyway.
So far.
So far.
So far.
Do you just go for, see the way, like after shows, they'll just go food straight away? Would you go out with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I go out with them and they're always like, "Man, I'm allowed to order this," and you're like, "Oh, fucking course," and like, and it makes me feel bad sometimes. Like I'm the coach,
You're gonna share it, man?
I'm like, "Mate, fuck, just pretend I have a blindfold on. I don't give a fuck, mate. Just eat what you want. Like you just want to show, you know what I mean?" I'm like, "Take it easy, bro." But that just shows part of the mentality most of the clients might have as well. Like most of the mentality my clients have, like they're all like, "Is this okay?" Like they'll double check, and I'm like,
That's what you want as well.
"Your post show, bro. Walk away." Yeah.
Do you have a specific philosophy or style with your coaching, which you can share, or
In terms of what?
just in terms of how you handle people? Like, are you straight to the
Yeah. Be straight to the point. Like I'll ask like the deep questions and like straight off the
Get to
bat.
know
It'll
them.
be like, are you in a relationship? Married, non-married, single, divorced, whatever. What's your lifestyle? Are you busy? Do you work from home? Do you not work from home? And then obviously from them, like it's different with the one-to-ones. You can kind of identify. I know what I'm doing more with the one-to-ones because they're in person. I can read them there and then, like a little bit, not like Phil Graham, but I can read them like. But whenever it's online, yes, you have to, book a call, ask them some awkward questions. Even ask them sometimes, like if they're on cycle, it's like literally to the smallest things, like does your sex drive work? And they're like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? But it's stuff like that you need to know, because if it doesn't work, blood work. Or if you're not feeling too good, or if you've been on cycle and you've took X amount of gear for X amount of time, it's like blood work and stuff. But yeah, normally everybody's different, mate. Like some people can get away with dieting on 2,000 calories. Some people can get away with dieting on fucking 5,000 calories. It's mad. It is mad.
Can you speak about the reality of online like coaching? Is it at your computer or on your phone 10 hours a day kind of?
Yeah, the online coaching, it's kind of it's round the clock, like, you try to encourage people to check in before 12 o'clock, and then sometimes if they don't check in before 12 o'clock, if they check in after, you get back to them that evening or the next day. But like, you'll always get like wee drip feed messages throughout the day, and like that's absolutely fine. So like, you're never really, it's like you're on call all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're on call, so you're free, but you're not always free. But yeah, online coaching, I think it's kind of glamorized a wee bit, to be honest with you. You see everyone like, "Oh, follow me the day in the life of an online fucking coach," and they're like waking up, stretching, doing their meditation, reading their
Greek yogurt.
Yeah, and then they're doing their check-ins, then going to the gym and all. And it's like, but I got half of them don't do half the shit they do in that video. Like they just because I know like they'll get I'm not going off.
Wake up, Twix, and catch up.
And I'm like, yeah, you do all those hip stretches every morning. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
There's a few questions I'll go through here. It's just like we kind of like quick fire kind of stuff. So most of them I went through last time, but we're here again, so we'll go through them. So your favourite meal prep while on prep for show?
It was that cream of rice meal I talked about on it, killed the sweet tooth. So it has to be a cold bowl of cream of rice. When you make cream of rice, it's warm because you have to boil the kettle, but I stick it in the freezer for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes depending. I put a bit of fruit in there. Obviously my whey protein, instead of putting like 400 mils in, I'll maybe put like 50 mils in. I'll make it like a paste. I'll pour it into the bowl, so it's like a big pudding bowl of like cream of rice, whey, but it tastes just really sweet. And for me, I need sweetness on prep. Like, I can't be those guys that have like a slice of dark chocolate. If I have dark chocolate, I'm going to eat the whole fucking bar. I don't care. Like literally, that's what it is. Like so, like I can't have like a little bit of something. Like I'll need to have like a big, sweet, friendly macro meal that kills the sweet tooth every single day. Every single day on prep. Like,
have you had them Nutrilene Oreo pancake sticks? Man.
Yes. Wait. No. I've had quite similar. There's a Moira bakery, and they kind of do similar things. I know those Nutrilines, you can get them in like shops and stuff.
You get white chocolate sauce and all. Not joking. If we do go for a session, I'll bring you a good load of them. They are. I'm not joking. I had them
do
twice
appreciate a good pancake.
Man, they're fucking lethal. Your favourite meal, just all together?
It depends.
We'll put it your death row meal.
Death row meal.
I want starter, main,
Starter, right?
And drink.
Say for starter, you can obviously have a wee set like a sushi or something. Then starter be like a wee bit of sushi. Then yeah,
Sushi.
right, okay, let's do it that way. So starter would be sashimi, salmon and tuna sashimi on like just normal fucking plain sushi. You know, rice and then just the fish instead of like the filling. The rolls. I'll have that salmon or tuna, loads of soy sauce and ginger. Obviously, main has to be. Burger and fries has to be. I think that's every fucking.
Where from though?
Five Guys, mate.
Five Guys. Oh, nasty. Large chip as well.
Oh, aye. Yeah, milkshake. Oh. Right, for dessert, I'm a pastry guy. So I do like my donuts and my pancakes and stuff like that. I would kind of up for them. And see, to be honest with you, whenever I'm a fat kid at heart, like, so I'm fucking, it's hard to pick one, like, it actually is. Probably, if I was to pick one, I'd say a big pancake stack.
Pancakes?
Yeah, a big pancake stack with like syrup and fucking.
Would you get like a chocolate like topping on it?
Oh, yeah. Just fucking anything sweet, put it on there, mate.
Loaded Kinder sticks on it, the Kinder sauce all over it.
Class.
Fuck yeah.
Class.
You had like a rash. We done this last time as well, but you might have changed it. I don't know, in that short period of time. Your favourite training partner?
Haha, yeah.
Ruffle a few feathers.
I said this last time, I was going to ruffle a few feathers. I don't. Now, whenever I train with this one partner, I train with another guy. So it's kind of, I have to kind of say two because they came as an item. Because we were all in the same, it was me, Danny McCavery and Robbie Green. Robbie Green was probably like my friendly competition as a training partner. Back in the day, he was bigger than me, he was stronger than me. Obviously, I overtook him. But I looked up to that in a way, you know, and no matter what, like under a set, like if we set 8 reps and he got 8 reps, I'd just go, fuck it, 2 more or 3 more, and he'd be like, you're a bastard. He'd do that to me, and then I'd go, fuck you, 4 more next time, and he'd be like, Jesus, and then we competitively pushed each other.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, mate, we weren't taking much, like cycle-wise, like we were. Whenever we both started, we kind of done the same thing. Like he kind of just, well, to be honest, we kind of just fucking followed my lead. To be honest with you, you know that, so don't be fucking stabbering. And like we weren't taking. Well, he was telling me he wasn't taking that much, but he was blowing up like a weed and all. And I was just sitting on like, what the fuck? And then me and him both started getting really big. And then I remember me and him would travel to different gyms. And the lads always would have made a comment, fuck, what's in the water down there in Banbridge, boys? Like, why? You should fucking...
Testing Deca.
But like, mate, not joking, we ate like fucking big bastards, like we had like fat cunts, and we trained like maniacs, like proper maniacs. And like I remember our leg days. This is how fucked we were, mate. We didn't really like going out, but don't get me wrong, at the start of the days when you start looking good and stuff and you start feeling yourself, you know, the lads, you know, you cheeky night out here, put some birds meat on Saturday. I was like, yeah. We were like, nah, let's put legs in on a Saturday afternoon, every fucking Saturday at Elite Gym, me, Danny, Robbie, and without a shadow of a doubt, one of the 3 of us were sick. One person hurt himself, like a wee niggle or something, but it was just funny, stupid shit. And we would all go home, fall asleep. We'd wake up at like 6, 7 o'clock, like, oh, fucking dead. And everyone's like, texting in. Anyone awake? It was like, oh, I'm just up. Oh, me too, I'm fucked here. And we'd be like, COD, question mark? Be like, yeah. It's like we purposely put it in to bin ourselves so we wouldn't want to go out Saturday, like, and it worked, man. It fucking worked.
So, what's one trait in someone or value you look for when you're coaching someone? Like, what's one non-negotiable thing that they need to have when you're gonna?
Honestly, it's probably quite an obvious one, but it's like mindset. It has to be mindset. Like we talked on this off camera there. It's like when people just like forget check-ins or something. Like, and to me that's so crucial. Like if I'm paying so much money for a coach and they give me a plan and they're expecting me to check in on this day, I will check in on that day because that's the part of the service. But when they're missing the important part of the service, they're definitely not covering all the other parts of the service, like the diet, like the training and stuff. If they can't do the important thing and checking in, showing photos and showing true body weight, or saying they slept in so they couldn't jump on scales, how fucking quickly is it to just go boom, boom? How quickly
in the morning
is it?
When you're at your latest as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like, and it's very easy to. It's easy to identify mindsets one-to-one. A wee bit harder online because people can bluff. over the phone, they're going to bluff, no matter what. Like, they have time to reply, they'll have time to maybe think of something. But see, when someone comes in 1-to-1 and I'm like, boom, ask them straight. And if I ask them, like, all right, what's your breakfast today? And they're like, see if, I'm like, you're not fucking, you should be like, yeah, 3 eggs, 50 grams of oats, I even know your dad. And like, and if they're sitting going, I'll be like, nope. Whereas if you ask someone that online, they'll just read it and go, oh, fuck, scroll back in the notes and then go, oh yeah, here, that's this. You know, you can definitely pick them out, like, definitely 1-to-1 anyway, but online's a little bit trickier, but biggest thing's mindset.
See, in bodybuilding, is obsession a big thing? Do you need to be obsessed?
Oh yeah, if you wanna really exceed when you do it, or try to at least just try to make advantage of fucking being a bodybuilder, like everybody can eat and train, or we all have that luxury too, but like, if you want to be fucking good, you obviously have to be obsessed. And this whole balance thing, balance doesn't come into it. Like, I remember for my pro debut, whenever I prepped for muscle contest, my prep started on the 1st of January. And my mate Simon Neely was like, come on out, mate. New Year's, one last big rip before you start. And I was like, bro, I'm in with Phil Graham's guards, 9 a.m. tomorrow, the 1st of January to start prep. I was like, I ain't going out. And he's like, you haven't started prep yet? And I was like, I start prep tomorrow. I was like, I start prep tomorrow. I'll be lit here at midnight. Yeah. And like, that's no way to start prep. And like, that's where my head was. But like, other people would be like, oh, but it's the following day. Like, you're all right and all. But like, you have to be obsessed. Definitely, 100 without a doubt.
I wrote something down in my notes the other day, just to have a notebook in the house, and if I see something good, I go, fuck yeah, like that down. I'll jot it down. And there was one that obsession comes in the small details, like that no one else pays attention to. Mm-hmm. And that's true. Like, if you can't do the small things right, there's no chance you're going to do the fucking big things.
Yeah, you're just right. Yeah, you are just right, man.
So the next one here is, in bodybuilding, what one principle do you think is key to success?
What key principle to success?
Yeah.
Key principle to success would really, well, it could be a different answer here. Like, obviously, what a key principle is to obviously have a fucking coach. That's an obvious one, right? It is an obvious one. But in order to have success, I just think you have to have that, what's the word for it? Delayed gratification. Like, not seeing something, but you're constantly putting the work in, but you're not seeing it. And like, that's just bodybuilding, mate. Like, that actually is, whether it's fat loss or muscle building. If you're doing a prep or you're trying to put size on, you will not see it day to day. And like, people get waked up, and they'll wake up and they'll jump on the scales and they've had the best day they've had in like their whole 10 years, like their last 10 years of their career, and they'll jump on plan for like 2 days and they'll weigh themselves, and the third day in, they're like, fuck, my weight hasn't went down. Yeah. You know, it's like, you gotta just, if you're doing what's right, let it run its course. It's gonna fucking, I always say it's never linear, but it always, like, the chart's always up and down, but it moves one way. It's either going up or it's going down. Like, body fat going down or muscle going up. It's never linear, so you have to have that delayed gratification 100%.
100%. So, last question here is your biggest influence?
Biggest influence? See, man.
So you can do biggest influence in life and your biggest influence in business / bodybuilding.
Well, see, to be fair, biggest influence in life, quite obvious, because the man who he was, like, and like how he dedicated his years to me and his time to me whenever he didn't, was definitely Phil Graham, 100%. The first name that pops to mind all the time is Phil. Just because I knew he saw a lot of belief in me, and like, I knew where he was heading. He did not need to do anything to do with me. That lad had his life sorted. Like, his career was sorted, but it was the fact that he was like, I can see potential, and like, you know, he wanted to see that come to fruition. Like, he wanted to see that come to life. So definitely Phil for like life, business. Bodybuilding wise, it's hard to say one person now. Like, back in the day, biggest inspiration would have been oh, this is mad, mate. Back in the day, men's physique days would have been Jeff Seed back in the day. Remember him?
Sick cunt.
Remember him? Yeah, this is his number 2, basically. Like, and then whenever I found out he was hanging about with chest bra, I was like, oh, that's so sick. But it would have been like Jeff Seed, but that was early on. And then once, obvious one, Chris Bumstead, obvious. Like once I started kind of getting into actual bodybuilding, not just men's physique, posy, standing on stage, board shorts, looking good. Once I started going like, no, look at these big guys, like, look at the legs and look at the hamstrings,
everything.
Yeah, everything. I was like, whoa, fucking Chris Bumstead just blew the roof off everyone. Like, and he's young as well. He's similar age to me, crazy mate. He's like same age as us or me, fuck crazy mate. He's only 21.
I'll throw in here. I'll throw in and say another one. Who is the? Who have you met? Bar Guzman. Who have you met and been in awe of?
Rich Piana.
Rich.
Mate. Oh, Rich Piana or Martin Ford.
Where was that there?
Rich Piana was at Body Power. Martin Ford was at the Emporium Gym. So Martin Ford was a wee bit more personal because it was just him. Like, it was just him. He wasn't at an expo, and I just remember walking up to him, and that was after the Saxon Classic, so I had my spray tan and all still.
Yeah.
And he was obviously, did you compete? No, yeah, I won. No, congratulations. Mate, he was the person that, like, first, Phil Graham actually taught me about this. Like, it's called giantism or something. It's like passed down from the Vikings. Mate, I was like, there has to be something. I was like, that dude's on something. Mate, I shook his hand. I am not joking. It was like a brick. Like, his hand, like, you could not. His hand was so solid, and every step that I was taking, he was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And he was doing bent over rows, so he was like leaning over the bar and all, and I was just like walking behind him, like, holy fuck. So Phil, definitely Martin Ford, whenever I saw Phil or Rich Piana, mate, he was just like, yeah, he looked like walking Photoshop. Because I was standing in line to meet him and stuff, and like he was just standing there, mate, and I just remember like looking at his arms, and like his arms were like nearly the same size as the whole width of his body, and I was just going like, holy fuck.
Bro, you're moving away here. You're going to Australia.
Big Aussie.
What's next then for Josh Coyle?
Fucking that's a good question, bro. Life is about to do a complete 360, like, but I'm going over there by myself. Going in a line of work that I'm not fucking used to. I'm obviously going to try keep the online coaching obviously at the forefront, keep promoting that, but going over there to do fucking plumbing and everything, mate, with my uncle. So I'm like, well, what? But the pay is good, so lifestyle.
New challenge, and especially the lifestyle out there as well.
Yeah, no, because like I say, I'm going over there to do plumbing. Sounds so boring. Yes, for my job, my occupancy, yes, that's what I'm going to be doing. But without a shadow of a doubt, mate, I think I'll thrive over there. Like the weather, the gyms, the lifestyle, the food, even like the places out for food, like dinner and all, mate, you can go out and just ask for, like, I'll not do this, like, it's fuck, I'm not prepping, but it's still there. Like chicken and rice, and they will just give you grilled chicken and rice. They'll not give you grilled chicken and rice with mushroom, onions, mushrooms cooked in butter and all that shit that you get over here. So like, I put out there, and like my uncle turned around and said to me, he goes, mate, you absolutely love it over here. He goes, see, there's cunts running before they're going to work every day, and like everybody's all about the gym or surfing or looking after themselves, wanting to be healthy. And it's very true. Like, fucking changed my location on Tinder to Sydney just for a wee quick snoop, mate. All of them banging best shapes ever, and I was like, my shoulder's getting sore from fucking running right here. I was like, I didn't have this problem back at home. But like, just goes to show that, like, it's a completely, they just look after themselves over there, man. And like, I think I need that a wee bit, because the older they get, the more I'm just starting to kind of not slow down, but I'm just starting to kind of worry. And like have that worry of what I had whenever I was young, whenever I stopped coaching or stopped PT or stopped the university, stopped rugby and went down bodybuilding. I have that worry now where I'm kind of like bodybuilding stopped a wee bit. What's next now? Fuck, I need to think of something. But yeah, the online coaching will definitely get it picked up, like, but hard plumber by.
Unreal, bro. But again, thanks very much for coming on the second time.
Yes, no problem.
Bro, I wish you all the fucking best out there in,
no problem.
in Australia.
Thank you very much,
bro.
sir. Thank you very much.
Legend, brother.
All right, thank you.